Welcome back to Season 8 of ComicBook Nation, the only show that does it all for geek culture and the official podcast of ComicBook.com. I am your host, Kofi Outlaw, and with me today are my co-hosts, Janelle Wheeler, Matthew Aguilar, and back with us again, Mr. Evan Valentine. How's everybody doing?
Kofi, it sounds like you and I are sick together.
I'm getting over something. I don't know why my voice just went out right now. I've been fine. I've been on the mend, but of course,
twinning.
You got that Doja Cat rasp.
Yeah.
Yeah, my voice doesn't last as much these days. It's been like this all week, but I don't have strep. I don't have anything. It's just Nashville, bro. There's always some mysterious illnesses going around.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm actually on the mend. I've been on antibiotics all week, but of course we got a pod, so my voice just went out. But we're going to still power through anyway. We got to do a lot of trailer talk today. We have trailers from the Super Bowl to go over. We have a new Spider-Man TV show coming our way. One of a kind, to say the least. So we got to talk about all of this. And we have to also get into the latest that went on with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We're going to be talking about that. Some good new comics we have to talk about. But up front, since he has to make a speedy exit today, Matthew Aguilar is here. He's here for a good time, but not a long time. So we're going to let him rock. And if you've never listened to the end of the show, first of all, shame on you. Our metrics could use it. Second of all, we have Matt's agenda. So, Matt, I said 1.5 speed. Take us through your agenda today. Top of the show. Make it hot.
All right. Well, starting right now, today is season 6.5 of Marvel Rivals, which means you can play as Elsa Bloodstone, everyone's favorite monster hunter. She's the newest playable character in the game, and her kit looks incredible. This time around, I have not had a chance to play her yet, but I will, of course, at some point later today. She is a duelist. She has her twin. She's got a double barrel shotgun and her kind of monster hunting rifle. She's able to set traps. She can move in midair. She's got like midair dashes and dashes up front on the ground. And then one of the coolest things is she summons her giant monster to come running straight at someone. So what happens is if a group of enemies happen to be between a ledge and you can send your monster straight ahead and they will run them right off of the edge. But you can actually call them back midway and have them turn around, bring them back so you can get a big attack from the front. Really awesome. One of her other kind of cool abilities is that she's got a passive that essentially the more she attacks and the more damage she does, her cool, like her oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the actual word right now, but essentially all her abilities have less cooldowns. Thank you. My gosh. So like all of them are reduced significantly as time goes on. Now that resets after she dies, so you have to build that back up, but she's already really fierce with the two weapons, and so the fact that they will do more damage. There's also that living bullet that if you're watching a live show, you just saw in the trailer, it actually is one bullet that kind of splits off into multiple bullets. Really cool. She's got a really cool kit. She's going to be, I mean, look, she's a duelist, so everyone's going to use her locked in for the next 2 weeks. So, good luck in actually getting to play her for a minute. It's always, I feel like it's always harder.
Let's go to 18 on 18 Annihilation. You'll be fine.
That's true. That has helped immensely.
Come on, we'll see her immediately in comp. Everybody on your team will.
She's great. I mean, look, she looks amazing. And I will say too, Deadpool did not the whole like locking down on Deadpool didn't last as long as I thought it would. And it was pretty soon where I was actually able to pick any of them that I wanted. So she is live today. There will also be, of course, more new features coming over the next few weeks.
Basically, she's Anna from Overwatch.
Well, look, Overwatch got their own Phoenix, so why can't we get our own? Why can't we our own guy? Okay, I mean, look, we're gonna copy from each other.
I'm all for it. I like the monster. I think I want to push a bunch of people off the board too. Like it looks like it's a lot of fun. I'm just saying, this is Anna from Overwatch.
They learn from each other, Kofi. They learn from each other because
I'm not
that
hating.
New character is straight up Phoenix. She's even got a bird sound when she hits her big ability. Like, come on!
Wow, you still checking in on Overwatch?
Man. They got a whole new bunch of heroes. They rebranded.
Wow, are you still? Hey, you keeping those Marvel's Avengers servers alive still?
You don't know. They're fan servers, man.
Nobody's
There's fan servers. We keep this. And by the way, real quick tangent. Revisionist history is starting to hit. It hits with every single franchise and every single thing, right? But I've started to see little things like, man, remember Marvel's Avengers? Oh, what could have been? I was like, where the hell were you when that game was live? Okay. I don't want any of that crap now. I don't want to hear any of that crap. I was there. All right, let's move into some other stuff. PlayStation had their big state of play yesterday. There were a ton of announcements, too many to cover here, but two I did want to highlight because they feel very pertinent to our audience is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls revealed their Unbreakable X-Men portion of the roster. It's not like DLC or anything. These are just new reveals for the launch, but it was very pertinent because it's Wolverine, it's Magic, and Danger of all people. I did not think I'd see Gladiator in this trailer, but so be it. Yeah, the fact that they've got Danger as a playable character is nuts, and she looks awesome. But Magic, I mean, look, Magic is the one there. That gameplay fits so well. So very excited for this. This is coming up. They've had a beta, I believe. This comes up for launch. It's right around the corner. I'm very curious to see how this performs. I hope for the best, and I hope this game can kind of find its legs, because coming off of several high profile launches that have led to layoffs and dismantling of teams, I'm just super wary now. I want games to get off the ground really well when they hit. So I'm hoping for this one. The roster looks awesome, though. We'll probably get a few more reveals before it launches. The other thing I wanted to touch upon here is Star Wars Galactic Racer. I feel like this would be right up Kofi's alley. This gameplay looks amazing. This is essentially, pod racing for, next gen consoles, but it's a little bit different. It looks incredible. Like the moment to moment gameplay. I mean, the graphics seem to be on point. We get a little bit of story things here and there with characters. I'm curious to see how big a part of the game that is, as opposed to just like racing in some really cool vehicles. Obviously, a lot of the trailer takes place in third person, but there is a point towards the end where you do see the switch up in camera views. So you will see it looks like you can switch between third person and first person on the fly, like some of the kind of premier racing games that we've come to know, like Forza and Gran Turismo, things like that. This looks insane. I am so excited to learn more about this. Actually,
so Star Wars Mario Kart.
But it looks so good. It looks so good.
It's really cool.
Yeah, the more racers, the better, right? Because I mean, yes, the N64 game is the one that comes to mind most. This one does feel like a much more, not serious. Serious is the wrong way. It just feels like it's just a different type of style, but it still looks arcadey at its heart. So I'm excited. Some of the physics.
I mean, it looks like it's putting me in a high speed Star Wars chase, and I'm all about that. So yeah,
it looks good. Other highlights from the state of play include a kind of a God of War shadow drop. We're getting a remake of the God of War trilogy, the original God of War trilogy. We're getting
about damn time. Look, now's my time to go off. Here's the grenade. I can't stand these new age God of War games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Keep your Thor axe. Like, get this out of here. Get me the original Kratos side quest, banging, making the table shake, chains,
shoving people
blades
into
on
gears.
chains. Those blades on chains, nothing ever beats those. Nothing will ever beat those. I was there for those original PlayStation runs. You new age, you Gen Z kids, you came in when it was all thing, and now you think this God of War was new. Yo, you don't know what it was like going against the hordes and the monsters and just taking those chain blades and having to upgrade and get those combos going. And then you were, by the end of those, you were a true God of War yourself. You were like, yo, I'm taking whole armies out. This Thor axe stuff and Zelda of it all. Like, come on, man.
That is a grenade. I didn't expect for that to be.
Keep it Greg. Keep God of War Greg. You hear me? Greg. In an Irish accent. I love
that original trilogy. It is great.
Of course, it was amazing. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I've been quiet. I didn't want to yuck people's yum. Let y'all get it off. I played the first one. I was like, all right, man. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. So it didn't even win you enough to jump into the sequel.
No.
Oh man.
Ragnarok is
out.
Check it out, I'd say.
That's
yeah. Destiny's great too, man. Destiny's awesome. But I'm not playing any of these. And what was that weird one you played also? Well, when we started,
what was that? Coffee.
No, Matt, what was that weird? What was the one that tried to be Destiny? It was another one you played for a while.
Oh, was it Anthem?
Yes,
Oh,
Anthem.
man,
Yeah.
Anthem.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Anthem.
R.I.P. Anthem. Can't even play it anymore.
You can't even play it now. You
Can't
can't,
play it.
it's like Marvel's Avengers. I can't even play. All my games just go out to pasture.
Too sick.
Yeah,
You're
it
gonna make me
sucks.
cough. Oh man,
That sucks,
Oh,
man. I love that game.
I know.
It had
It was you and I've been sitting across from you watching you take up these causes for quite some time, my friend. About 10 straight years. Anthem.
It's true.
Yeah, Marvel's Avengers. Like, I mean, you're my man's dedicated. What was the one that almost got you fired? The WWE one, where everybody like.
Oh,
that got me into that. The card one.
Because mine wasn't buggy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you people years later.
Which one was that? It was 2K.
2K20. It's 2K20.
Oh, 2K20. Oh my god.
I got lit up,
For
man.
all the listeners who don't know, that almost. Oh my god, that started a near mutiny. I've never, but to Matt's credit, I've never seen. Matt is like Gandalf. He just puts that staff.
Oh no, we lost him. We lost him. He's gonna come back though.
Not
As
get my
Gandalf.
freaking mic to unmute. Listen, I'm
in the
here
middle of a
for
great Lord of the Rings
Mario.
reference. Is what's crazy. Yeah, but seriously though, like real quick, when he comes back, because I want him to get back into that.
Table and I unplugged.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, there
Do your thing.
Off with that staff. Sometimes you just have these takes and you just plant that staff and you say, "You shall not pass."
I will say, right? I don't
Buddy.
sway. I don't sway from them. I don't jump on the thing of like, oh well, whatever. Like I felt what I felt. I feel what I feel.
Business.
Now here's the thing. What's great is though, is that number one, 2K26 is coming, so we'll have some on that coming up on the show at some point in time, right? Because I'm excited for that. But also in this state of play, MGS4, one of the best Metal Gear Solids, is finally unlocked from the PS3. Only place we're able to play it, and now it'll be part of the remastered collection coming to PS5.
It's the only one I ever missed.
A lot of people did because it was on PS3.
It's way more of like a movie than it is. I mean,
that's true.
Like, it has like 160-minute long cutscenes.
No, snitch. Crazy. Now it's our reality. That's why I want to play it. The whole game is about where we are now. Like,
in all honesty,
that's the whole point of that game. It's like, yeah, corporations are going to take technology and make oligarchies, and we're all screwed. And nations aren't going to matter
always
anymore.
ahead of the curve in every way.
So I really want to play through that again.
Yeah, that's going to be good. So yeah, lots of great stuff from State of Play. You should go catch up. No Wolverine. Just to spoil that though, Insomniac did say that more of that game will be shown in the spring. So we will see that there. Last but not least, because I know I gotta speed through here. I wanted to give a quick product spotlight to something that I got a chance to actually mess around with. Very excited for this. I'm jumping around because look, we're big Disney fans in this household. Loungefly makes a lot of great Disney things. It's always they're always in my wish lists and carts. It's always like one thing. And they have a brand new mini Rock the Dots collection, which look at this beauty right here. Look at this. Look at this. See, this is pretty. Look at how pretty that is. It's got the mini embossed on this handbag. I'm very excited for this. The scrunchy handle, awesome pattern on the inside. Look, it's very rare that things that come across our comic book circle are things that get my wife hyped. She was like there, and there's a couple franchises that do that, right? But one of them is Disney in general, and one of them is like, oh, that's a cool accessory. I like that. That's awesome. That pops. And the red on this pops. So we're gonna actually have a full video breakdown of everything in the entire collection. But the collection looks cool. It's got a tote bag, it's got a handbag, it's got a wallet and some other things. So if you are a Disney fan, a mini fan, I would say check out Loungefly and then check out that video when it hits. So there you go. That is my agenda to kick things off. A little bit of everything as my agenda normally is.
Do you have an outfit picked out you're going to wear that with?
I look good in red. So red goes really well with brown skin. So does pink. Just saying, those are good colors for brown people. Right. Yellow, mustard yellow, not so much.
Wow. Okay. Moving right along.
White looks good too. I'm in my Bad Bunny era.
I feel like no one looks good in mustard yellow.
Benito looked great.
This white girl looks real bad in mustard yellow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen. No, only Ella per now in Fallout.
Yeah. Seriously.
Oh man,
my gosh.
Gobi's on it.
That's like a
Elephant Mountain,
Riviera.
yeah.
That's a color for like the Riviera. But
Mhm.
that's some high money stuff. We don't need to talk about that right now. Let's talk about the opposite of high money. Let's talk about the gross dystopian reality of noir. Evan, we got a new Spider-Man TV show coming our way.
We
Tell us about it.
do. Spider-Noir released its first trailer earlier this week with our boy Nicolas Cage playing the part of Ben Reilly. This makes for a change where, well, actually, I suppose in the Spider-Verse movies we didn't know whether he was Peter Parker or not, but this gave us our first look. Whereas it's going to be in both. I believe it's called like hue colorization as well as black and white. I don't know about everybody here. I personally will be watching it in black and white. But we also had the chance to see some of the characters that will be portrayed in this series that is coming out this May, including, of course, Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir. We'll also see Robbie Robertson, who will be played by Lamorne Morris. We have a new take on the Black Cat in Cat Hardy, who made an appearance here, as well as in terms of villains. One of the big ones is going to be Flint Marko. For those who don't know, that is a little villain known as the Sandman. We don't know how he is going to portray his sand-like powers, or if he's just going to have a scar that looks like sand. Who knows? And on top of that, one of the big bads who I'm personally most excited for is going to be Brendan Gleeson's Silvermane. For those who don't know, Silvermane is one of the biggest gangsters in Spider-Man's rogue gallery, this side of Wilson Fisk's Kingpin, Hammerhead, Tombstone. For those who don't know, Silvermane is actually an old man who is also a cyborg in the comics. We don't know if he's going to be portrayed as a cyborg in this, but at least we'll be able to see
Better
him.
be.
He better. We'll see. We'll see.
Steampunk.
Maybe he'll be like a steampunk kind of version. But I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts on the trailer, as well as whether or not you're going to be watching this in color or black and white. I'm going to be a black and white guy. I think this looked amazing in black and white. But what does everybody think? Let's start. Matt, what do you think?
Oh man, look, you had me at Nicolas Cage plays a Spider-Man character.
Mhm.
And then when you said it was Spider-Man Noir, I went, oh yeah, okay. we're good. We're leaning into the Nicolas Cage of it all. And this trailer felt so Nicolas Cage playing Spider-Man. Like if you could have described the trailer that felt more like that, I would like, this is it. This is the one. It's just so quirky and weird.
It's weird.
And it leans right into like his wheelhouse. That's I feel like that's what Cage does so well at this point in his career. So I don't know if I'm going to be watching it on black and white or in color. I'll probably start it in color and then flip back and forth and kind of see which one I prefer. I'm the same way with video games. I know some of like come with like filters where you can go black and white, and like, I don't know. There's always a part of me that wants to see it in color. We'll see. I'll go both ways and see which one really sticks out to me. But it looks awesome. Either way, I'll be watching the damn thing. So,
all right.
Janelle, what do you think?
Yeah, the fact that they decided to release this trailer in black and white has me fully convinced that this is supposed to be experienced in black and white. Or at least it's the first version of I saw it. I didn't see a colored version of this trailer. Is it released? Did they do that?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they also released a colorized version. But
okay,
then
I saw this one because whoever linked it in our group did a great job. I'm glad that I started with the black and white because I think that it's just giving me such a refreshing take on Spider-Man. Like obviously this is a totally different Spider-Man. This is a totally different time, a different era than I've ever experienced. But the black and white just makes it so special, in my opinion. So I will definitely be checking it out in black and white. And if I love it, I will probably rewatch it again in color. I have been rewatching a lot of shows, full seasons, because I've just been enjoying so much like programming lately. Like Wonder Man, I already watched it twice.
cool.
Yeah. So I just am blown away with this. I don't know, like this just gave me goosebumps from the moment I hit play. And to me, I thought it was a movie at first. I was like, oh my God, this movie's going to be insane. And the fact that it's a series, I'm just ecstatic. Do you guys know, are they releasing it all at once or weekly?
I do not know.
Question.
Yeah.
I didn't see it would be
mentioned.
weekly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll love it both, like either way, but I do need a new weekly show. So that would make me really happy if they did it weekly.
And Kofi, what are you thinking, man?
So, yeah, I mean, this is just, if you know anything about film noir, this is very much a film noir kind of project. And obviously, Nick Cage digging into his film noir bag, which is kind of where you want Nick Cage. And I think that is the more interesting part of it for me, is him as this kind of like flawed and scarred detective in the city with all these weird characters. I'm going to definitely be watching it in black and white because I think it is supposed to be a black and white film noir. But I kind of like that there is this kind of meta awareness to it, like the whole tagline with no power comes no responsibility, like this whole kind of thing they're doing, that they know they're letting Nick Cage kind of get weird and do his thing, and they're going to be having fun. They're playing the film noir, but they're not playing it like super serious. They understand everybody's eating scenery the right way, I feel like. And so this is going to be a whole lot of fun, and that's what I'm kind of like signing up for. I'm signing up for seeing Nick Cage get weird, and just like the complete absurdity of then seeing, when the mask comes on and seeing whatever CGI or stunt actor jumping around doing all this crazy stuff, and then going back to Nick Cage again. And, all of this is going to be funny to me, but this is what I love, man. And I'm, like I said, I'd rather be in a phase where Marvel properties are getting weird like this, or like Wonder Man, and doing these kinds of things that are at least spiking my interest, and not being like, oh, this is just the next Marvel or superhero project. This is just like, this looks like already from the visuals to everything else, like, yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. And I think it's going to get dark in some ways. So, and I did a breakdown of the characters. I like kind of like what they're doing. I like that we're getting kind of familiar twists on characters. And I think there's going to be a twist with Nick Cage's character himself. Phil Lord and Chris Miller have already teased that there's a reason they went with Ben Reilly as the name, and that'll be kind of part of the show. So there could be Clone Saga twists to this. There could be a lot of lore that gets spun into this in ways we don't know. But like you said, I'm just interested to see like Nick Cage in a scene with Brendan Gleeson and this kind of film noir backdrop, or just him and Jack Houston from Boardwalk Empire playing, 1940s Flint Marco, which the showrunner already says is going to have lines like, let's go pound sand if we want to fight. Like, it's going to be that kind of
yay.
Yeah, like I want to hear some cheesy 1930s, like, come on, pal, get on the trolley. Where are you going? Like, I want to hear all of that. And so
please, someone say get on the trolley. That would be amazing.
It's just like, and it just sounds like it's going to be that kind of experience. Yeah, the Nick Cage of it all alone is enough to draw people in and already make this meme worthy. Like, I mean, I can already see a couple shots in here that are already, yeah, we're going to be.
Absolutely. This is going to be a meme fest, and in a good way. I think that's a good thing. I that's why you cast someone like Cage. I just think he's so good at that. Also, as Harlan pointed out, but also officially confirmed, I looked it up. It will be all at once.
Oh,
it will be a binge motif for this one
Thank you
as
for
well.
looking that up, Harlan.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got good fans in the live chat. Join us.
Yeah.
Shout out to our audio listeners. We love you too. But yeah, join us in the live show. It's always a kind of community effort. Yeah, him doing like a spider motion, like this is gonna be nuts. And I am here for it. We're already gonna get something like Daredevil Born Again, which is gonna be more straight up superhero. I'm here for this. This looks like, somebody said it. Oh, they Bubba Black got it. It's like Nick Cage's Sin City is what I was going to say in the beginning.
Which, and in pure Andy Samberg as Nicolas Cage fashion, how was he not in that movie? How was Nicolas Cage not in Sin City? That's nuts.
Neither one.
The dude was made for that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and even the end shots of like the swinging stuff looks like they could be like from one of Adi Shankar's like bootleg universe joints. Like this looks like it's gonna be fun, man. All right, we're going to circles. Let's move on. So we got a lot of other trailers to kind of break down and get through. Big as the Super Bowl, we had the Super Bowl kind of come out, and we did last time the trailers we knew we weren't going to get, and we weren't all the way correct about that. Well, let's start there. Or actually, let's just go in the order so we don't make Rich or anybody crazy. Hold on, I got a cough.
Bad Bunny. Sorry.
Oh man, what?
That's what I thought about Super Bowl.
Benito Martinez Antonio Ocasio killed it. Killed it. That was great. Yeah, if you had a problem with the Bad Bunny thing, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like my favorite tweet said, call me woke or whatever, but yeah, I'm gonna need more Latina shaking it for like 15 straight minutes in on national TV. I'm good with that. You know, I think that brings
what
any
we should
nation
do
together.
at some point. We should.
I just needed more Pedro. Like they needed.
Oh
more
my gosh,
Pedro.
that's right. Yeah, Pedro
Like
and
that.
Jessica
That's my
Alba,
only complaint. Truly.
Cardi.
You come on and do a skit. It just needs more Pedro.
Needs more
I need more Pedro.
We should
Great,
rank the
great,
Super
but I
Bowl
just need more
halftime
Pedro.
shows at some point. That would be fun because I got
Also, Jessica Alba looked so awkward in it. Sorry. I'm just really breaking it. She had no idea what to do. Like she was standing there like, I'm so uncomfortable.
Jessica Alba.
Hey, that's
dance. She got rhythm.
I love her. No,
she didn't need to do anything. And plus, what's she gonna do next to Cardi B? So
that's what I was saying.
She played her part. She played the cute. I don't know what I'm doing here, girl. Cardi was like, I know what I'm doing here, girl.
Yeah.
Like it was like, yeah.
Yep.
So that's Honey Daniels. Let Honey Daniels be cute. She was cute. I will not stand for any Honey Daniels hate. Yeah.
Honey Daniels.
Latin icon, Honey Daniels. Boom.
Look, I love Honey. That's it.
I worked in a movie theater here in Green Hills, Nashville area when that movie came out. I had to see that movie a million times. It was ridiculous. But all right, so let's start with Ryan Gosling's Project Hail Mary. I think the big debate about this one is just that they reveal that there's an alien component to it, right? And like, was that the move? I think it was. I think it's taking Long Legs for a good example, right? I know Project Hail Mary and Long Legs, but there is a risk when you do a bait and switch and choose to just kind of market a film as one thing when you know darn well that it's going to become another thing. Like with Time and Separation, I've grown to appreciate Long Legs a whole lot more now that I know the entire scope of the story and what kind of horror expectations to have when I'm watching it. And then it's become like a much more fascinating kind of thing about, you know, parental decisions, legacy, evil, kind of like, and how that gets passed down. But that's all to say. I think sometimes you have to hedge your bets and just say you have to hint to people that there is more to that so they can just come in with their heads wrapped, like properly ready to get wrapped around what they're about to see. Because if they think they're seeing a straight up just astronaut science-based mission movie, and then all of a sudden there's some freaky alien stuff that jumps out. Like, again, I think Interstellar is another great example, right? Like with Time, you get in Separation, you get to appreciate what that story is really about, which is Nolan having daddy anxieties when he was having kids and, you know, raising them and working a lot and being away a lot, and him trying to reconcile and figure that out. But, you know, we all were thinking it was going to be this Nolan like science-based mission about things and then he goes into this other room and there's aliens and then it's like, and we were all like, ah. So yeah, I think you have to kind of like I said, just prep your audience a little bit for that. So I'm not mad at Project Hail Mary because I still think it's going to be mainly like we all know what this is. It's a Ryan Gosling vehicle. It's Ryan Gosling being charming and handsome and all the things and that we love Ryan Gosling for probably 2 hours. So I'm still in.
Also made by Lord and Miller.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Right now. That's good for them. No, here's the thing though. This trailer, I didn't know. I barely knew jack about this movie other than it had Ryan Gosling beforehand. So then I saw this trailer, and this trailer was made for people like me. Okay, I was like, oh my gosh, how does this adorable little alien and they bond and they have this thing. That's the movie to me. If you put all the other stuff in there, you're gonna mess it up. That's not the movie I want to see. I want to see this movie. So if you bait and switch me, I'm gonna be pissed. I want this movie. This is the one, the trailer that went the whole me and Anissa both watching. Oh, we gotta go see that. Like when that hits, that was not on my radar before, and that's the trailer that got me. So you better not screw it up.
I think the market research was right on this. Like I think that's more appealing to a lot of people. So we were wrong about Supergirl. Supergirl did get a Super Bowl spot.
She did.
Yeah, and this one was kind of interesting. It was about home. It kind of hints at, and I was glad to see this one because it kind of hints at more of the backstory, the subtext of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is Kara kind of getting to this age of adulthood, but having to reflect on her own, trauma and overcoming it and trying to grow up and grow past it and doing all that, which is what really locked me into that story, because that is the through line of, if you read that book, it is almost like a anthology of a bunch of different little stories that go on along the way of this journey. But like the whole thing about it is Kara trying to define for Kara who Kara is after all this. But a big part of that is like, yeah, and that was the thing. Like, right, Superman was just a baby. He doesn't know Krypton. He didn't see everybody die. He didn't see, he didn't know his culture or lose it and have to deal with that. And so coming to Earth is a whole other experience to him being this hero who's willing to defend humans and Earth and all that is like a whole different thing for him than it is for her. She's not quite that person because she is a Kryptonian. She remembers and all that. And this trailer hints that we're going to retain that in the film. And I'm really happy about that. So that's it for me. What you guys think?
I still love the line. I'm such a fan of the line that my cousin sees the good in people and I see the truth. That is such a amazing parallel. In one sentence, you're able to see the difference between Clark and Kara in that way. And also, I wanted to comment. Demon of Nine says it in our comments. But yeah, no Avengers trailer, no Spider-Man, no MCU at all. Crazy! I can't believe they didn't have anything at the Super Bowl with all that coming up. But I digress.
Yeah, we kind of knew that. We kind of knew that though.
Yeah,
they weren't going to go all in, and they made it a point to then make a social media post after the Super Bowl that said, "Hey, we're going to be at the next one." So, like, it was very much like, "Hey, yeah, great."
After doing
a whole year, some trailer stuff, but that makes sense because they're going to be doing Secret Wars.
But I think we called this right as well. I think because what we said is, I think Disney needs to push. They're not so confident in some of these early quarter movies, so I think they just cleared the space for Hoppers and Mandalorian and Grogu, which are two properties that I don't think they have immediate hype tracking behind. So I think this was the opportunity to just push those out and start let those be the sole focus of your marketing right now, because those are coming up first. And then after that, and I still think, as we were predicting, I still think if they don't think the tracking is good enough on Mandalorian and Grogu, you can turn that release into an entire trailer event. Just like, here's Spider-Man, here's the full Doomsday trailer, come see Mandalorian and Grogu. Get those first week numbers up. And that's what I would do. If I have that content and I'm worried about this Star Wars movie and the future of Star Wars at this pivotal point, yeah, I'll bribe your little Marvel asses to get into this theater. Come on, you sniff this trailer? Get in here. Yeah, you can watch it on somebody's shaky phone, or you could come see a cool-ass Star Wars movie based on your favorite show and see a bunch of trailers in all their splendor. So, I mean, it'd be cool. Do you do?
I think they should do it. Janelle, what'd you think?
I am her. Like, she is so freaking relatable. I think I said this before, but like, I hate that I am her. Like, it's not something that you want to be, but at this stage in my life, like, just kind of with the world around me, and I'm sure many people can relate, I'm just so jaded. I've just given the F up. Like, I don't even go on Instagram anymore. I can't even watch like, I'm just broken. And she is so freaking broken. And it's so relatable. And I'm really, really hoping that I can escape into this really cool film, but it can hit closer to home. And I'm really hoping it will give me some inspiration to get out of this rut, because like, I hate the world I'm in right now. And so does she. And I love it.
Yeah. It's a great spot. It's a great trailer. I will say I do love actually. Yeah, right.
And
but it's balanced so well though. Like, because you have the cuteness overload of Crypto, and then if you take a second to look around, and look at around the surroundings, you go, oh, like there's a deeper emotional story at play here, right? But then we also have cute puppy. They did such a good job of balancing that with Superman in the marketing and in the movie itself. I think they're doing the same thing here. I will say, I also just love that DC Studios keeps up their quirkiness, because technically this wasn't a Super Bowl spot. This was a Puppy Bowl spot. This released during the Puppy Bowl because it was crypto-centric. So instead of shelling out all the money and doing the straight up Super Bowl thing and going like, we're going to do that, they came out hours earlier. And that's why this started circulating even before the Super Bowl hit, because it was at the Puppy Bowl and it made total sense because you got crypto right there. So like all I saw for hours was crypto stuff on social media because the Super Bowl hadn't happened yet. And there weren't all these trailers taking up all the space. Again, I just think I like how they're approaching this stuff. And so far, so good. So yeah, I dug it. Also, baby crypto, her life. It's great.
All right, let's see. The next one we mentioned, it was Hoppers. That's Disney Pixar's Hoppers, which is already a big favorite in my household. The kids are going to see that. It's the one about scientists who kind of avatar their way into living animal bodies and are able to interpret what animals are saying. But they say it's totally not like Avatar, which is one of my favorite things about that trailer. But yes, I get harassed every 2 days by my daughter about Hoppers and when's it coming out and are we going to see it? And the answer is yes. Leave me alone. But after that, we had Steven Spielberg's new freaky movie, Disclosure Day, which I still don't know if Steven Spielberg hasn't been like contracted by the government on some Stanley Kubrick type ish to kind of like prepare all of us for the reality that like we've been in a secret coalition with aliens for a long time and they're just going to tell us soon. Because I don't think they trust Trump anymore, and he just might blurt it out any day now. He'd be like, yes, I met my friend Billy Oliver. He was great. And like, from the Quasar Galaxy. And then we're just going to be like, wait, what? Like, so they're just
what's happening?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Spielberg freaks me out, man. I feel like he knows too much. Like, I feel like he's seen all the files. So this movie's kind of freaking me out. Like, the whole nature of it, the way they're marketing it, like, me no likey. I'm too superstitious for this. Janelle, you're shaking your head. Are you in agreement?
I'm totally with you. Like, I totally agree. Ever since you put that thought in my head, I'm like, oh God, Kofi. Like, I feel like everything's about to drop. But this looks awesome. Like, this is totally up my alley. This is something that I would painfully watch. It would give me massive anxiety and like really upset me, and I can't sleep, but I love to hurt myself. So I will love this.
All right, Matt, Evan, what do you guys think? Disclosure Day?
I mean, anything Steven Spielberg makes, man, I'm there. I think that the trailers have won me over so far, so I'm kind of excited to see what he has cooking with this.
I didn't like this trailer as much as I liked the first one. But again, it's just the fact that first one was left such a unique impression because of the language stuff and because of that whole thing was just so jarring. It's kind of hard to duplicate. And so here there's some really cool moments. But I don't know, as a whole, it didn't capture me like the first one. But I'm still like gung-ho. I still want to see it.
All right. What do we have after that? The Mandalorian and Grogu. This was the WTF moment of the Super Bowl for me. Like, I think they were doing a spin on the Budweiser Clydesdale kind of tradition.
Exactly. Okay, I was curious.
Star Wars, what the hell are you doing? Like,
they know they don't have to do anything. There's a Grogu in it, so they're just
Grogu
like,
is there.
Yeah.
Don't you like Grogu?
I love Grogu.
What?
You love Grogu.
Yeah, this and like everybody's gonna watch it anyways. Weird. They can do whatever they want. They can make it as sure as they want.
But I don't think they are. Like, this was like, I think this was the time to like do just the 1 minute sizzle reel that makes us all go, whoa, this is what like this is like, oh, I'm in the wrong job. Oh God. All right, let me throw down my dental stick here and get to work. This movie, like, you have got to convince people again that Star Wars is worth seeing on the big screen. This is a product we get on TV and have been entertained by on TV. So people are like, why the hell should I go to see this in a theater? It'll be on Disney Plus, like the rest of The Mandalorian. You need to tell people why they need to see this on big screen. This kind of commercial does not do that at all. I gotta take off my glasses. It doesn't do any of that. It just is some play and some funny cutesy thing. You're going for the cutesy, like Grogu. You're already trying to sell Grogu merchandise. And I forget the names of those animals from Empire Strikes Back that they ride, but you're trying to throw those in there.
Empire Strikes. Tauntauns.
Tauntauns, yes. I didn't want to say that because I thought it sounded foolish, but it is Tauntauns. Yeah. So you throw in Tauntauns, you're trying to sell us Tauntauns now. But this, as people in our comments are lighting up, we don't know who the villain is of this. We don't know what the story is of this. We don't have, except for maybe one shot. And if you've seen the trailer in theaters, that one shot of the AT-AT Walker, going off the cliff and doing that looks spectacular, but that's about it. We don't have a reason yet to say, oh no, I got to go see this episode of The Mandalorian in a theater. That's got to be it. And I thought it was crazy to pay money and take up the real estate for a big game spot and to do this. You could have dropped this on a Tuesday. You could have dropped this 2 weeks before the Super Bowl and it would have been the same effect. We could have gotten that Spider-Man trailer. I don't know, man. This one just felt I was just what the hell? When I saw that, that was my reaction. It was just what the hell?
It needs it needs a hook, right? You kind of put it perfectly in terms of people will just wait for this to be on Disney Plus in under 2 months or a couple of weeks or what have you, because it's just I haven't seen anything from the first, and I have to rewatch the first trailer because I really don't remember anything that stuck out to me that was oh, I really need to go see this in a theater or something. Who is the Mandalorian and Grogu fighting in this? Who's the big bad? We don't know yet. We don't know.
Jeremy Allen White as Jabba the Hutt's son from the Clone Wars
buff son. Yeah, as his. I can't. Oh yeah, I forgot about
There's one shot of him. It's one shot of him, and the trailer was just yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. So he's this he's a POS like his dad. But he's the guy from the Clone Wars first episode because Dave Filoni has to tie everything together that, Anakin and Ahsoka and Obi-Wan rescue. And so that guy, because they did that, now the Mandalorian has problems. And so, yeah, that's the villain of this.
Janelle, do you want to go before I start talking? I'll go last.
I really don't have very much to say about this, and I feel like that's not a good thing. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
There's not much there to talk about for me, honestly.
Well, here's the thing. For being such a short piece of footage here, our own ice cold Trey, Richard in the chat, still got everyone talking. I think they did their job. Here's the thing. Everyone's been talking about this all week. I've seen some really crazy takes about this just being the worst thing ever and stuff. And I get it. I don't know, the people who are I feel like the people who are talking about it, some of us here included, are going to see this regardless. So they don't need us. They don't need you, Kofi. You're going to see it regardless. You're that is the thing. They don't need a bunch of the hardcores because they just don't. You're going to see it anyway. So for the people who forgot this movie existed, which there are a bunch, this was a reintroduction. I'd be surprised if we didn't get another kind of big action-y trailer in a week or something, or maybe 2 weeks or whatever before the rollout. It is happening in May. So, I don't know. This was fun. I don't know. Lighten up, everybody. Good Lord. It's their money. It's not like you spent $70 million to put it on the Super Bowl. Who cares what they
Yeah,
said?
I'm not mad about it. I'm just
no,
I'm just whatever.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And why can't we have fun with Star Wars? Is that not allowed anymore? Good Lord. It's Grogu. I'm going to see it because of Grogu. I ain't going to see it because it's just Star Wars. I'm going to see it because it's Grogu.
More Pedro.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to see it because of Pedro. Sorry. He can put on as many helmets as he wants.
Here's my only problem with your theory is that this commercial is all over the place. And people I hear the mainstream appeal, But like at once it's trying to appeal to like everyday Budweiser Americans to get them to recognize the reference here. But it's also simultaneously trying to appeal to deep cut nerds who would be the only ones who know what a tauntaun and the winter scene and like all of that means. Right?
Tauntauns
Like
just go well with it. Why is it got to be deep?
I just think they're going all over the place with trying to market this. And I'm always concerned when they're just trying to like throw stuff at the 4 quadrants of demographics and hope something sticks.
I don't know, man.
That's all. That's just me. I'm not going to be too doom and gloom. You're right. I am going to go see it. I am a sucker for any Star Wars thing that gets put on the screen, and I'll be there to check this out. But I'm just, I don't feel like there's confidence in this. And I think I was referencing that when I said that we'll see what kind of trailers go before this, because I don't like feeling lack of confidence. You know what I mean?
I get that.
I won't get too heavy on it because there's something you can be confident in that's easy, which is the combinations of minions and monsters. Boom. We're done.
Yo,
it's printing money.
Baby Cthulhu. Can we just say I didn't expect that, because there was like nothing known about this movie beforehand.
I actually didn't see this trailer, so hearing that there's a baby Cthulhu, I will immediately watch this after the show is done. And
it's like a minion. It's like a Cthulhu minion.
Oh,
and
man.
that they end up taking care of it and have to like do this whole thing. I love the Minions movies. Okay, they're fun. I love all the Despicable Me's. But I didn't expect them to go there. Like I just really didn't expect. I didn't know what they were gonna do, but I didn't expect them to there.
Well, they said we've printed so much money from this. How can we print more? And then they were like, monsters, minions, monsters, M&Ms, minions, monsters, minions, monsters. Okay. Boom, go with it. And as soon as I saw that, the reveal, I was like, oh, man. Because my son turned around to me like, yeah, here we go. Like, all right, well, you already got a hundo out of me. Like, there you go.
Yep, it's easy. It's done. Print that money.
Yep,
those toys are going to hit.
I'm not mad at the hustle, man. Times are uncertain out here. Get it before the AI does. The AI would have thought about it in another year anyway. So
it's
get your minions and monsters on. So, yeah. But yeah, it was a cute little trailer. Got the kids hyped. And of course, Super Mario Galaxy movie. We don't have to, get too crazy and hyped on that. We know what that was about. But yeah, for all you Super Mario nerds, there's plenty of Easter eggs. We're getting multiple kind of Bowser forms in this. All kinds of different world references. All kinds of different game references. Another badass princess. It's all here. My son was just rewatching the first movie based on after he saw this trailer. And yeah. Again, talking about Nintendo cracking the code. It's surprising it took Nintendo this long. I guess film technology had to get here. But yeah, they're going to be printing money. And you're talking about things that AI are going to help. These types of films, they're going to be able to roll these Nintendo movies out, bro. It's going to be nuts.
Man, I just love seeing Yoshi on my screen. That's fantastic.
Props to the filmmakers for not casting, from what I know, from not casting a celebrity to be Yoshi. I think is it the same person who does the voice in the games, Matt? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
It sounds like it. It sounds very much like it. Like it'll be one of those weird Easter eggs, like it is, like from the original too. Sounds like the original Yoshi. Because I remember those sounds are embedded. If you ever were there for Super Mario World on Super Nintendo, yeah, like all that stuff, like yeah. When you jump on, like all those sounds, those 16-bit sounds are in your core. But yeah, all right. So let's just talk real quick. Let's step back. What do you guys think about this as a collection of Super Bowl trailers? Do you think it was hype enough? Do you think we're kind of moving away from what these were? Because I was thinking about it when I was struggling for ideas for this and wondering if we had enough. I was thinking about like your favorite Super Bowl trailers of all time. And I remember like there are milestone points in my life, like the Matrix trailer reveal where we didn't know. And they just showed you the bullet time for the first time. And you were like, what? I was in a room with all my friends and we were like, what is this? And same for Iron Man, the first time Iron Man hit with that Super Bowl trailer and the, shooting the thing and blowing up the tank and walking away. And like all of us just being like, well, we're in a new world order now. Like Iron Man crushing it. Like, so yeah, I mean, those were like big moments. I don't think I got anything like that out of this year. I feel like the game for Super Bowl trailers has gotten more cynical. Like we've gone down from trailers to spots and all that stuff. But you know, as always, America, money always keeps ruining everything. So yeah, what did you guys think? Was there? This also, I feel like, was a year more. I feel like this was a Matt year for Super Bowl trailers. This was like very much.
This really was. This was
Yeah.
This was my jam from beginning to end. We got what, 3 animated? 4? 10, 3. Yeah, 3 animated. Like
Yep, 3.
Just fun. A lot of fun things. Even the sci-fi heavyweight that I heard people talking about in Hail Mary, like all that ended up being kind of adorable, and that's that lighthearted vibe with all this other serious stuff going on. Yeah, this was very much a me year. This is very much me. As far as all-time things, though, I will say, like, a lot of I'm more of a halftime show person than I am a trailers person for the Super Bowl. Like, I remember more of the halftime performances than I do like big trailer spots and like where I was. However, Independence Day dropping their original one.
Oh yeah,
that is one that sticks.
The White House blowing up. Yeah.
Because that was the first time we saw that.
Whoa, like yeah,
that was huge, right?
That was nuts.
Yeah, and yeah, so that one sticks out in my mind like all the time. But yeah, like typically I tend to like the more family-oriented ones, because like Super Bowl is one of the few times where we're all watching trailers together. Like almost every trailer from the Super Bowl, we all watched together as a family, just because it was like either during the show or after the show we caught up on YouTube or whatever, right? We missed them. So like it's one of those rare times where everyone's watching as opposed to just us individually watching as we see them on YouTube. So when it's stuff like this, that like, oh, pull up the Supergirl trailer, oh, pull up the Mario trailer, like that's fun to do. And so when it's these kind of bigger sci-fi epics or darker things or whatever, we can't really do that. So this speaks to more where I am in my life now for Super Bowl trailers.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
Evan.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm trying to find out when the Skrillex Bangarang song dropped. I'm like Googling it furiously because I remember that commercial, but I can't remember if it was for the Super Bowl. But I will never forget that song the first time hearing dubstep like that on a commercial, and I lost my mind, and I have not had a moment like that since.
That is very specific.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to find it, and I'm starting to think
Were
that
you
maybe
like
it was.
texting the dubstep community like, we made it, we did it?
No,
like,
seriously, like it changed. I was like dubstep for life after that. It was so hyped. It was so hyped.
That's one
I
of the
don't
greatest
think it was
sentences I've ever heard. I was dubstep for life after that.
dubstep for
is
life.
something we
I
need to
mean,
put
anyone who loves
quote on a
Skrillex
plaque.
knows, like, remembers Bangarang. I mean, that was like,
Oh no,
legendary.
I know, but it was just, that was a hilarious phrase. I want to print that and put it on like a it was dubstep for life.
But like,
after that.
I didn't feel like moved by anything this time, but I wasn't like mad at it. I wasn't mad at the Super Bowl. Like it just felt very like chill for me. Like I just sat back, relaxed, enjoyed it. I didn't get super hyped. I think Spider-Man Noir was probably my most hyped moment. And yeah, and that's okay. Like I'm not angry about that. I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
Benito Bowl was lit. That's all I'm gonna say. We can move on.
man. Yeah. I was barely watching this Super Bowl. I think I
Same.
watched 25% of it because I hate the Patriots. I hate the Patriots so bad. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, so yeah, I don't like the Patriots. But like also I thought ultimately all the trailers and the commercials were kind of disappointing for me. Nothing really like there was some fun stuff, like obviously the Mario one was fun, and there was some other, like the Supergirl stuff was cool, but ultimately I just felt it was kind of lacking. I didn't necessarily think there were any like there were no commercials that really made me go like, oh, amazing, like that Dunkin' Donuts one with the that one was weird, man, with Ben Affleck and all the old-timey celebrities.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That and the Mandalorian were the two that I was just like, these two belong in a special category of weird for this year. Like, I was just like, these are just weird decisions that you really paid a lot of money for. But Anyway, all right. Well, I think for me, I think it was just that there was no one trailer that stood out and made everybody go, yo, and stop their Super Bowl party and be like, whoa. Like, I think
like a
all
big
of them
surprise
passed by.
thing.
Yeah, I think they all passed by and everybody was just kind of like still eating their nachos. You know what I mean? So it makes me want Chili's nachos, though. Moving right on, let's go to TV this week and check in with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So we got our special pre-Super Bowl episode, and this was kind of Dunk and Egg having to have their reconciliation after Egg's big reveal. But I gotta say, I thought this was one of the best episodes of Game of Thrones I've ever seen, in terms of just telling a standalone story, and especially in 30 minutes. It kind of really did a lot to take us through where I think a long show would have done this. Like a long show would have done this whole, it'd have been multiple episodes and seasonal arc to Dunk and Egg reconciling in like the, penultimate episode of the season and blah, blah, blah. Instead, like, I love this show that they're using time and space so effectively and doing a lot of almost like short story style acting work where they're just working things out in scenes and complex, like emotional and relationship things in single scenes. Like it takes one scene in the beginning of this episode with Dunk and Egg in that jail cell with Dunk to kind of work through his anger, his betrayal. You get to see Egg and how Egg is more vulnerable. And even though he might be smart and royal and stuff, he genuinely wants to be this more humble. He liked being the person he was when he was with Dunk and a squire, and he's genuinely like concerned he won't get to have that relationship anymore. And then Dunk, and I think have we already been talking about this? I feel like I was listening to Matt say something about this. Am I on the right episode?
Don't ask me. I was gone last week.
So I was talking about last week how like
how you were saying,
like the story between them is kind of what is drawing me in, and all these other bigger Game of Thronesy things is not.
I was confused. I was just like this morning re-listening to our last week's episode, but you were saying you didn't want Dunk to be like too mean to him, and I was like, that's the scene kind of in the jail cell with them where he's just like, yeah, you don't want him to be too mean, you want him to be still his friend, and they work through that pretty fast, and then it becomes this larger mission to get, gather these other knights together, right? And this whole thing and this unlikely thing. But I loved it because, like I said, each scene is doing so much work. You see the thing between Baylor, his nephew, and his brother when the brother brings up the trial by combat, and he's like, "You really are not going to just fight this dude? Like, what are you talking about?" And you can see, like, again, there's this whole other storyline about the Targaryens, this tournament, and trying to build up good PR that they are kind of failing at. And it is just so good. And like by the end, we get a rousing Game of Thrones speech and a twist. And it's just like, oh man, this show is like a roller coaster in 30 minutes, and I love it. Janelle, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, there were like two twists for me. Like the two entries were quite astounding. I'm so grateful that you kind of laid it all out last week to me, because having that context of who each character is and like how they're related really helped me to feel the impact of this.
I did a piss poor job though, because I didn't even get into like who Baylor is, Baylor the Builder, who is the guy, the statue. Like,
is he a relation to Bob? I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Stop. But he's mentioned in Game of Thrones a lot. He's the statue built in what is the name of the place where the Iron Throne is? I can't remember the name of the city right now. Flea Bottom and all that, and the Red Keep. Like, he's the statue they build. He was like the smart king, the designer, the one who built the Great Sept and all this other stuff. So we're seeing Baylor. This is who Baylor is. And yeah, Baylor is a very well-known figure in Game of Thrones lore. And I think this episode does a lot to make you realize what's different about Baylor as a Targaryen, which is it's not about personal power for him. It's about ideals. It's about, like these larger concepts of things, of fairness and justice and all that stuff. But yeah, so I didn't even get deep enough into my bag last week about
so much.
really building up this whole thing. But anyway, continue.
This episode really this changed the game for me. It took it from more of like a
I
lighthearted.
see what you did there.
It took it from like it just got heavy. It got heavy, and I anticipate that next week's episode is going to be extremely heavy. I did have to kind of do some Googling. I was like, wait a minute, I'm confused. Like, how are all these people entering if they all know they're gonna die? Like, is it a fight to the death? And which led me to some spoilers about next week. And I'm just gonna say, holy hell, next week's gonna be insane.
Yeah, this is going to be the big one because this is going to be our big. We've been kind of dancing around major action moments in this show, but next week we're going to be doing some major action.
We're about to get Game of Thrones-y.
Yep.
Probably.
So we're going to see how this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to see how this goes. But yeah, like Game of Thrones, we are so back with this, and I'm happy about that, man. I'm really happy about that. So
unexpected. Yeah. I was not excited for this, and now I'm just eating crow because I love.
See what you did there. Yeah. I knew what we were getting. I didn't think it would be this good though. I'm blown away by how well they did because I didn't expect it to be a comedy. I didn't expect them to do 30 minutes and make it such a tight, like, you know, as comedians would say, this is like a much more of a tight 30 than just like a whole 60 set. And I enjoy the tight 30 a little a lot more. So yeah, let's keep it up. Evan, you have any pressing thoughts about this? Did you watch it?
No, I'm still behind just by one. So ignore me. No, but I still have really been loving the series, which I did not expect. I honestly did not expect because I still haven't seen all of House of the Dragon. And I was pretty adamantly like against Game of Thrones. So like seeing this story has really been working for me. I love the approach. I love the humor, more of the humor based, you know, stuff for this. So yeah, I'm still on board. I will be up to date next week for sure.
All right. I think that's it on TV. I think we can get into some comics. Matt, do you
comics? I like comics.
Come on.
I like comics. It's good. Like it. Dig it.
Hey, start with the Valentine's Day one because in case you have to leave. Because I think only you and I did that one, right? I'm calling it the Galentines.
Okay, so you know what? Yes, let's start there. Let's lead off. Janelle, what did you think?
Well, no, tell everyone.
Hold on. No, I want you to do the intro. Come on.
Oh my God. Okay, you don't even have it in the notes, so I forget the freaking name. I'm sick as hell right now, y'all. I have like 102 fever at the moment.
All right, I'm gonna start with something. I
was trying to be slick, man. I was trying to be slick.
Here, what I do want to get to though first is because I might have to jet, so you might have to do the solo. Yeah. So I have it on the thing. But I will say DCKO. Let's start there because I want to start with DCKO number 4. This is the one that I know. I am so happy that Janelle is on board this DCKO bandwagon here. We get so excited for this. I know Kofi hasn't loved it, but he did come around on that tie-in. So I was hoping maybe with the absolute characters that are coming into this, we get this full confrontation. Maybe this is the one that pulls it all together. This is the battle we've been waiting for.
This was a tip tease.
Kind of, because as Kofi so eloquently put it, this is here's the absolute crew, but they're not really the absolute crew you've kind of fallen in love with here because they are controlled by Darkseid. So we are kind of getting this. It's a different battle it's a cool battle in theory, but it's a battle that like I wanted absolute Wonder Woman, the character that I have grown to love over the course of that series, to battle main timeline Wonder Woman, right? And that's not really what we get here until really the very last two pages of the book. We don't get that interaction. It's this kind of Darkseid controlled thing, and like Absolute Superman doesn't feel like Absolute Superman, you know. Like that it kind of takes all of the nuance, and those characters are built so much up, and so we kind of get robbed of that, but we still get cool fight scenes. And then we get the tee up for the last big battle, which is, of course, our boy Darkseid coming back. And by the way, in one of the most gnarly ways possible, poor Booster Gold got his mouth split. Darkseid comes jumping out. That's crazy. Crazy visual. But we get that. So, like, I'm mixed because I enjoyed it as an issue. I enjoyed what it sets up. I loved the Joker twist in there in the middle of it. I thought that was hilarious. So there's great moments, but I do feel like I didn't quite get that what I was looking for from that battle because of how we had to get there. That was where it was kind of the bait and switch we talked about a little bit before and other things. So I don't know. Am I off base? Am I on base? What are we thinking here?
Nah, son. This was the opposite of like, we like it. We say all the time, like, we like it when something is big and comic booky in scope, but has a basic through line of something that we can follow that is so relatably, grounded that it can pull you through all the fantastical madness. This was the exact opposite of that. This is like where we came for something pretty straight up and simple, but instead we spiraled out into all this metaphysical kind of comic booky nonsense. And yeah, by the time I have to see Darkseid climbing out of Booster Gold's mouth, which is nothing I ever want to see again. Like in the time Darkseid and this whole thing of like, what is Darkseid of Darkseid? Darkseid is everything. These are all Darkseid. Like, it's all just getting into, now we're getting out of the simplicity of what we all came to see. And I got, like I said, it was a tease. I'll shorten it down to just a tease. And but I knew it was a tease when I just see, because Batman gets brought in this dramatic fashion. We're like, oh, Batman's here. It's about to go off. And we get like 2 rounds of fisticuffs between Batman and Absolute Batman. And then it's just like, oh, we're done. We're pulling the toys apart again. And, I'm like, nah, man, and I know it's coming later. I get it. But I need a story. Take out the whole they're possessed by Darkseid crap. I want to see the actual versions of these characters have to meet, go against each other, team up, do the whole 9, spend time with each other. So, you teased us, you got in there, and now everybody's teaming up, and then I hope the big fight is going to be more interesting than what this was. So
I think it has to be just by the inherent nature.
They got to land that
They get to
plane.
be their characters. Yeah, they get to be the characters we fell in love with. I think that's the thing that's missing there, right? So I'm okay with it being a team up as long as they get to be the people we want them to be and not these kind of the shell of themselves. I don't know. Janelle?
A standout moment for me was definitely the Joker moment. Like, I just so freaking loved Joker being Joker. Like, switching sides, getting the garb, like his outfit is so awesome. And then I thought that everybody died except for Lex. Am I wrong here? Like, I thought the final battle was Darkseid and Lex. Am I making that up?
No, that happened. Yeah.
Okay. So like, are we getting them all back? Are they somehow all coming back?
They'll for sure. It's comics.
Yeah.
They'll
Okay.
Batman came back because he attached a
good, because I don't really care about Lex in any way, shape, or form in this book. Like, don't care. He has a suit. Like, okay. Like, I don't. He has one last blast and he kills Superman. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I'm just like, I can't. But overall, really cool book. Really, really cool for gamers and people who love this kind of thing. I love at the end, they kind of show it all like a Super Bowl, like fantasy draft. They're all like, who battled who on the road to get here and what we ended with. That is such a cool touch. It's fun. It's just a fun, something different. And I'm about it.
All right.
So really quick, number one, I totally agree. I don't necessarily even think you needed to bring in the absolute characters into this. Like, it was a cool thing to see them, sure, but like, we didn't really get what a lot of people would probably like, which is more like them interacting and like learning about each other. They only had a couple of lines to swap between one another. But I also did want to say, and this is kind of DCKO related, and I don't know if did you guys talk about Boss Battle last week? Oh, you did? Okay. I would be remiss if I didn't share my thoughts on the greatest fight of 2026, which is Joker versus Conjuring's Annabelle. Oh my God, I love that so much. I read that when I got back from Granada earlier this week, and I had so much fun with that. That was an amazing scene. But I still think DCKO. I will be really interested to see if this ends with like another reboot, like in the same vein as like New 52.
Oh, it better not. Oh my gosh.
I really
I would
hope
be
it doesn't,
so
but it
pissed off
sure
if it
seems
did.
like they're setting up for that. I know DC, like we haven't had one in a minute.
No.
I mean, if you count like Rebirth and Doomsday Clock and stuff like that.
But they
those are
just
kind of,
announced
like,
a new wave of all-in books. I don't think they're even close to doing that.
Yeah. I hope not, especially because like the Absolute Universe is still killing it, and like, man, that would
They
be
just
really
went back for an
Wu
11th
Tang is
reprint.
on the Absolute Universe.
It's
Let's
nuts.
go.
Yeah, if they reboot now, I'll be pissed off as anything. Like
And
that's
I better
Yeah.
get some absolute Wu Tang in that universe soon.
Absolutely.
Wu Tang better be like helping the version of there where ODB's still alive.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, still I'm digging it. And like I'm interested to see where it goes, because this is going to be an 8-issue series, right? So like we're at the halfway point, maybe, or is it longer than that? Does anybody know?
I don't know. I was thinking it'd be like 5. I thought 5 was gonna
Oh,
be
really?
the-
DCKO.
I don't know.
Yeah, DCKO is not a super long event. So I believe it's 5 or 6. I thought
Oh, it's a 5-issue, so
5.
there's only one left. Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was
Oh,
5.
very interesting.
Because we got to the dark side
It
of it
felt
all.
like there was only one left for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah, there's nothing left. Like unless we go to the void of nothingness. This like we're getting to the end of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta
One
shut the
thing
stars.
I got a jet, but I did want to, before I go here, Sirens Love Hurts, Janelle.
I looked it up. I can actually handle it. I swear.
Is
You
the
can
book?
go
No.
if you need to.
I believe you.
Okay.
I just want to set. I'll set you up, because look, I am always
you.
a sucker for a good Sirens book. Sirens has typically been DC's kind of trio of Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. Lately, we've also had a couple other people thrown in, like Black Canary, which I really dig. Also, Babs Tarr is one of my favorite Batgirl artists. I love her artwork. It's just so like bombastic and like fits. When there's a high energy book or a book about that's kind of fun, gets into caper things, I feel like her artwork really suits it. So I'm always going to give a Sirens book a shot. I've been let down sometimes. There's been a couple of Sirens launches I didn't love, or one-offs and things. But I dug this because I just think there's just something. I love this collection of characters, and they really have to do something wrong sometimes for me to not like it. So I'm a little biased. I'm gonna admit I'm a little partial there. I dug this, but I'm really curious what you thought, Janelle.
Okay, so I think this is a very mild story. There's not a lot to it. However, the art, the fashion, the vibes, the interaction, the hotties, like it's just everything. Like it's like kind of like a detective story, the good guys and the bad guys teaming up. It's an easy formula, but like, oh my gosh, they are so hot and beautiful. They make me want to go to the gym right now. They make me want to go shopping and get some awesome clothing outfits. I want to dye my hair pink like Harley. I mean, it's just, this is such a, I don't know if it's for the girlies, if they're trying to make sure it's for the girl. It feels like it's for the girlies, and I freaking love it. This was such a departure from what I've been reading lately, and I'm living for it.
I think Janelle put it best. This book is a vibe.
It's such
I think this is very much a music. Like I feel like you put it really succinctly there. Also, I will say thank you, Brywood, for pointing out this is a Black Label book. So this was also they're able to jump into topics and things and get and also lean into the artwork, right? They're very much able to do that because of the Black Label heading there. We hadn't had a Sirens Black Label book before.
Like, in a classic, it's not over the top. Like it's not like overly done. It's just swaggy. Like they're just awesome, and their outfits are so sick.
See, man, this book I would describe as swaggy. That's right.
Yeah. So swaggy.
I'm learning slang from the kids. So this is not chopped.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Used it. I think I used it correctly.
Yes,
I think someone let me know. Did I use it? It's not chopped, because if it was chopped, it's a bad thing.
Yeah,
but it's fire. All right. So with that, I have to bid adieu. I will catch everybody next week.
All right. So Matt's gone. Janelle didn't read it, but let's talk about Cyclops.
I had to choose between Sirens or X-Men. I went with Sirens.
Your mutant
Did she make
prejudice
the right
always
choice?
noted.
We'll see.
I don't know, man. I think this was a good issue. I thought this was they've done Cyclops like one, standalones before, but I thought this was a very good story. Like it's basically, well, like I said, a good first issue is a simple enough premise with a promise of deeper stuff. This looks like it's going to be a deeper kind of story about Cyclops and about Scott Summers. But I think this is really a pro Cyclops book to say, like, look, we're going to take Cyclops' main thing away, which spoilers is his visor. We're going to set him on basically what was that Ice Cube movie? That's like a flip of Dangerous Game. Basically, we're gonna do Dangerous Game with Cyclops. The Reavers. This is classic kind of Claremont, X-Men and Australia type stuff, where it's just Donald Pierce who's doing nightmarish cyborg stuff. Cyclops happens to stumble upon this. He's on the run now on his own. No other X-Men. Not a lot of resources. Not even a visor. And he's gonna get even somebody he's got to protect in all this. So we're going to see Scott Summers go James Bond and figure out, how resourceful he is and how dangerous he is. And they already kind of do some of that in this first issue with Cyclops taking on a whole squad of soldiers. And one guy grabs him. He's like, what are you going to do? And then he just like bounces his lasers off several walls and just clips the guy. And it's just like, yeah, Cyclops is a badass. X-Men 97 started making more of the world recognize that. But now it's time for y'all to fully recognize it. And so, yeah, I really dug this issue. I thought this was like a really good. This is like one of the better things I've seen from the Ashes so far. Yeah, that's me. Evan, what'd you feel?
Yeah, it came up with a very interesting hook. Like you said, Kofi, I think that like one of the cool things about this is the fact that it's taking away, obviously, like Cyclops being able to see, and now effectively being turned into a gun for a little girl. Kind of like that's the sense I got from a teenage girl who kind of discovers him and he doesn't have his visor and everything. So that puts him in a very interesting place. And like you said, Kofi, I think like, man, Cyclops just needs more shine. Like Scott Summers should be, to me, on the same playing field as like Wolverine, where Wolverine is on every team and Wolverine has 86 books and like all these other things. I think like there's so much about Cyclops' character that like we haven't really had the chance to dig into. And I think like him finally getting like he's had one or two mini series before, and I hope that they give him the chance to like kind of stretch his legs. I don't know whether or not this is going to be a mini series. I probably would imagine that this is a mini series versus an ongoing, but like I'm looking forward. I think the way that they present this is a very interesting methodology for Cyclops in general, and I think that like there's so much more to dig into, especially with like it's very clear to me that this is kind of a way to kind of continue the Cyclops train before we see him really like, unleashed during Avengers Doomsday, and we get to see him come back and hopefully get like his big redemption story. So like I am looking forward to this. I think we've talked about it in the past, but like, From the Ashes just hasn't really been. I think like Uncanny X-Men has been really cool. Like for Gail Simone stuff, but like for the most part, like a lot of the books just haven't hit with me. Certainly not in the same way that the Krakoa stuff did. And so I'm hoping that this book will be able to kind of forge a new path following what's it called? The Age of Revelation, which was just like not for me. Like that, chasing the Age of Apocalypse stuff has just like not worked. I feel like there's just been so many alternate realities that just have not been able to capitalize on what made Age of Apocalypse work so well for me. But hopefully like this Cyclops book is able to kind of do that, because like, man, From the Ashes has just been, man, dud after dud for me. So this has been a breath of fresh air in a lot of ways.
No, Doug Ramsey as the big bad of the X-Men universe is not something I need.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? So yeah, this was just a good, like I said, Cyclops focused thing, and I'm excited for issue 2. Cyclops is somebody who should be on the level of Captain America, Tony Stark, but even like Batman, people like that. Like, he's up there for what he's done and who he is. But yeah, more respect for Cyclops. All right, that'll do it. And that'll do it for this episode of Comic Book Nation. I want to thank everybody who woke up with us on the live chat. As always, thanks to all our regular fans. We really appreciate you all. From Briarwood to Demon of Nine to Juden Foster, Damien, everybody. ZJ. I'm just looking through this. Bubble Black, some new people we have hopping on. We appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of our download, our audio fans. We appreciate each and every one of y'all too. Thank you for listening. And to my co-host, thank you for getting up and being here again today. Shout out to Matt. He's going to hold it down with the family, as we increasingly have to do these days. So I'm going to try to rest my voice. I want Janelle Wheeler to do the same. Evan, everybody take it easy. Have a good week. See some good content. If you want to be at the end of the show and want to hear my take on the movie of the week, I can give you that now. I saw Wuthering Heights, and boy, there were heights, but there was also Wuthering. No, Emerald Fennell is crazy. The visuals are nuts. The chemistry between Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi is crazy. The costumes, the sets, all nuts. I think the kind of interpretation, I don't know why people want to keep trying to making that particular book into movies. It's always boring as hell. This one tries not to be boring. And there's a lot of kind of crazy humor. There's a lot of humor about that era, about horniness, about what we call longing and stuff that used to be so captivating to old, back in the day when people would read these things in books, the subtext of, sexual longing and all that. Well, we live in a very different era, right? So Emerald Fennell is like willing to have multiple scenes of people rubbing their hands through broken egg yolks or sticking their hands into gelatin dishes and, doing American Pie-ish stuff. The lady made Saltburn. So there's a little bit of that, but I think the middle to end where we get into the more of the tragic and the toxic kind of part of the story between Heathcliff and what's her name, Claire, I think it gets a little bit messy and weird in that portion of it, because it feels so at odds with like the kind of steamy forbidden romance story we get up into that. And if you don't know Wuthering Heights, that's what it's about. It's about two people longing to be together because of social things they can't. But then one goes away, comes back. The social stuff kind of gets worked out, but the love stuff has kind of gotten out of sync. And toxicity and tragedy ensue. So yeah, that part of it gets weird. But the first, I'd say 2/3 of it are really good. And your girl from Task in it is, I'm trying to look up her name real quick, who played the one who, spoilers, didn't have such a great ending for her story in Task.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Allison Oliver. She plays Isabella in the movie, and she is like a crazy scene stealer. She's really good, except I keep getting her mixed up with the girl from Hammett, and I think I don't know if that's racist, but I just think it's not good. I should be able to tell these English women apart. But Allison Oliver's in this, and she's a scene stealer. And yeah, I don't think this is the Valentine's Day movie like it's being marketed as. Please do not go see this if you're a couple and if you have any tensions at all, because like I said, the toxic part of this gets to be pretty nuts about like people to hurt each other and do crazy stuff to each other. And yeah, that gets nuts. But I think it's more for a Galentine's Day type deal. So ladies, grab some ladies and go see some pretty Emerald Fennell stuff with Jacob Elordi in it, because he's super tall and he even looks good with a missing tooth and a gold tooth and all that. So you can get all that worked out. Go do your thing. That's my movie review at the end for anybody who cares about what I think about Wuthering Heights. All right, cut it. Let's get out of here. That's the end.
Bye.
See you next show.
Yeah, everybody.